having a Merry Christmas and enjoying the holiday spirit. Many of us are gearing up to go out of town or have relatives in from out of town. We're heading for a long 7-hour drive down to the Los Angeles area, which I'm excited about because I get to see mostly family, and I'm going to try to see one of my YouTube friends, Cameron from Industrial Gamer. I try to at least see one friend when I'm down there in town. But it's been a wonderful year. I just did a vlog about what I enjoyed about the year of 2014. I really enjoyed the comments and response in that video. Many other people had a wonderful time and expressed their favorite games over the year, and I enjoyed reading those. I got a surprise yesterday, which is one of the reasons that kind of prompted me to do this video. I was going to wait and do this after New Year's. Got done with my job a couple days early and had a couple days off. I said, God, this is nice to actually have some time off right before Christmas. So I'm getting a lot of yard work done, things around the house before we head out on our trip. But I got a really big surprise. Part of it's my big mouth. I had mentioned to my wife that I found finally a fat PS2 down at my Dimple store. One came in, it wasn't in the greatest shape, but I was inclined to get it. They only wanted $40 for it. And I said, maybe I'll buy it, but I was going to try to hold out for another one. Well, I brought it up to my wife. She goes, well, maybe you better open one of your birthday gifts a little early. So I felt bad because I opened my mouth about it. But she surprised me. She read my YouTube comments on one of my, in fact, I think it was on the video that I did looking back over 2014, and I mentioned that one of my goals of next year was to find an original PlayStation 2, a fat one. I have a really nice new black slim model, and it works great. And I use it, I can even hook it up with my composite cables to my modern, big flat screen TV, and it looks and plays awesome. It's wonderful for playing PlayStation 2 games, whether it's Vice City or Manhunt or anything else. So I opened this box up. And she always surprises me every year with something that I never see coming. She read the comments in my video, and I opened the thing up and I find this original PlayStation 2 box. And it brought back a flood of memories of when I bought my first PlayStation 2. I go, oh man, and it has all the styrofoam and the plastics and everything inside it. I was so excited to see this. All the original, cables, and even has all the original styrofoam inside, which is so cool. Everything was inside it. Of course, I've taken the console out. Even all of the original, manuals and everything, and a couple extra memory cards as well, and a controller. But I was delighted to find this. It just brought back so many memories, and all of the materials that came with it, with the new PlayStation 2. I remember being totally blown away by the industrial design of the PlayStation 2, and was really excited. So anyway, it has all of the original paperwork and the owner's manual and all that. But I was so pumped to see this, and I never expected to even find one in the original box. She knows I'm kind of a stickler for very clean things. I don't like consoles or games with a lot of scratches and wear and tear in them. And so she went online and she found the cleanest one she could find. And I don't think I could do a better job myself. It's an immaculate PlayStation 2. Not a scratch on it. It looks as clean as the one I traded in. Now, back in 2009, I bought my first Xbox 360 Elite, and like an idiot, I traded in I had a very clean PlayStation 2, although it had a lot of miles on it. I had gone through several of them because I kept wearing out the lasers. I lived down in the desert in Southern California. We had so much wind and dirt and dust that the dust just chewed up a lot of my PlayStation 1s and PlayStation 2s. So I traded in my PlayStation 2 and original Xbox. They gave me like $20 a piece for them, and I used it for games or whatever, which I really regretted. And I said, I really miss the industrial design of the PlayStation 2, and this one is absolutely immaculate. There's not even dust in the vents, and my wife could see that from the pictures the guy was selling it. Some of them were in bundles with tons of games, sports games and things. She knew that I had most of the games that I wanted. I did about 19 games for it. I had a lot more, but I traded many of them in for multi-plat versions for the original Xbox, which I liked a little bit better. And I still have about another 10 PlayStation 2 games to get, but I was totally blown away by how absolutely immaculate this PlayStation 2 is, and I've already tried it out. It works fantastic, works great. Came with a really super clean, nice controller. It looks like it's never even been used. I don't know if someone bought it and just didn't use it, and they put it back in the box. I have no idea, but I'm so thrilled. It's like it really made my Christmas, and you know, I'll have to make sure I thank my wife for this later. But this is just so cool. I posted pictures on my Facebook. Some of my friends have already seen it. Some people don't know, big deal. I mean, I've had a bunch of those PlayStation 2s, but it's funny, when you lose something, you really miss it. And just looking back on it, I just love the design. I love the looks of the new PlayStation 4 almost as much. But this had so much impact, and I never saw this design coming after the original PlayStation 1, which I thought looked really cool as well in that light gray color. This is a very handsome console, one of my favorite industrial designs for any console, especially a retro one. I can't tell you how excited I am to have this. I'll have to put it in one of my shelves in my game room. But anyway, that was how my day started off yesterday. Of course, I feel bad because I opened my mouth about it and I got, you know, spoiled, but she was afraid I was going to go down and buy the other one. So it worked out fine at the end of the day. But what I wanted to take the time and do this rant about was to talk about what are you looking forward to in the year of 2015 ahead. Now, we all look forward to E3 and then seeing, you know, sneak previews of what's coming this year and possibly for 2016. We get a whole batch of wonderful new movies coming next year. I guess the new Star Wars film will be out probably the end of the year. The new Mad Max movie, Fury Road, will be out this summer. The trailers look incredible on that. I'm really excited about that. Several other really cool movies, a new Terminator Genesis, which I'm excited about seeing as well. So the films are fine, but I want to talk about the games. And I had a friend of mine that asked me, Dean, what games are you pre-ordering, you know, via Facebook and one of my, you know, in a PM private message. And I go, you know, dude, I don't know. I said, all I have so far is Mad Max from Avalanche Studios pre-ordered, and I also have Battlefield Hardline, but that's it so far. So. And then I looked and I saw that Project Cars is coming out real soon. I wanted to pass on Drive Club because I'm really going to boycott any server-based games. I'm not interested in something that's always has to be connected and online, like some of the Forza games, and sadly Drive Club, or even The Crew, as good as it looks. So I said, I'll have to wait for something else. So I saw Project Cars. I think it's coming out in March. So, and I started thinking, I said, well, let me see what else is coming out. And then someone posted a video of you know, what's coming out just on the PS4 alone for 2014, and I got really excited. So I went through and made my own list, and I'm going to go down and get my butt down to my local GameStop and pre-order these right away. So let me put my old man reading glasses on. My eyesight, after 40, your eyes start to go a little bit. So I had, you know, 2013 vision. Never thought I'd need glasses, but I apparently need them now for reading. So aside from you know, Mad Max and Battlefield Hardline, here's a list of the games that I'm the most excited about. I'm 100% going to pre-order each and every one of these games. Let's face it, the new Batman Arkham Knight looks fantastic. It's a fantastic looking game. I love the introduction of the new Batmobile. I think it's going to really blow away. You know, Rocksteady does an incredible job with the Batman games. I really enjoyed Batman Arkham Origins. A lot of people had mixed feelings about it. I know it was done by a different studio, but I really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to this Batman Arkham Knight, and I know many of you are as well. Next is The Order 1886. Initially, I wasn't thrilled with what I saw at last E3s. It looked like a fairly standard third-person shooter. I did like the art direction of it. Since then, I've had some friends that have shown, Dean, check this out, you know. And they had some new trailers of it, and it looks great. I love the graphics, the art design, the style of it, the concept of it, mixing kind of the old with the new in a Victorian era, you know, London or wherever it takes place. It looks really cool. So I'm going to pre-order that. I'm excited about that. That'll, you know, obviously be a Sony exclusive. In fact, when I got my PlayStation 4 at the midnight launch, I have a really nice, slick poster for The Order 1886 that came with it. I got it rolled up here. I have no place to put it, but it's a nice poster. Also, you know, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End looks incredible. Hopefully it won't get pushed back into 2016. I think it'll be coming out probably later into 2015. The graphics look absolutely amazing. I can't believe how radically improved the new generation really is. A lot of people I hear saying, almost like a mantra, oh, there's no difference between this generation and last. There's barely any difference. I can't see the difference. We don't really need this generation, but what we're getting is a lot more detail in the environments, much more particle effects, more things going on with trees blowing in the wind, birds, ocean waves, much more detail with the animations, much more steady frame rate. Sometimes in a few games even a higher frame rate at 60 frames per second, like the wonderful Tomb Raider and The Last of Us, for instance. So I'm excited about the graphics and the graphic fidelity of these new games. I have no issues with the new games at all. But Uncharted 4 looks absolutely amazing. I'm very excited about that. I still have never played Uncharted 3. I'll have to play that before that one comes out. Dead Island 2 is another one which I am very excited about. I really love Yager Studios. They did a wonderful job on Spec Ops: The Line, one of my favorite games of a couple years ago. And I like their first game, Yager, that was on the original Xbox as well. But they look like they're doing a knock-up job. I think, frankly, even better than Techland's original Dead Island. So I'm going to definitely order the Dead Island 2. I kind of like it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek Southern California. I think it'll have the whole state of California probably in some kind of a story mode. And they got this kind of juxtaposed against the wonderful sunny California lifestyle, this herds of zombies that you'll be able to take down in all kinds of crazy ways. It looks kind of cartoony. I don't know how serious the story will be, but I like what I see. Dying Light, I'm tempted. I'm on the fence still. I just saw a new trailer just 2 days ago that shows that there actually will be guns in the game. So now I'm kind of rethinking Dying Light as well. As long as these games, again, are offline, I'll probably order them. So I'm on the fence on that one, but I'm definitely going to be getting Dead Island 2. Project Cars, I just mentioned. I'm really excited about that. I need another driving game on the PlayStation 4, and all I have right now, which I really enjoy, is Need for Speed Rivals. So I can't wait for Project Cars. The graphics look incredible. I think it'll be on the PC. I'm not sure if it'll be on the Xbox One or not, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be on the PlayStation 4. The next game that I'm really excited about, I think it's an indie game developer that did it, is the game Soma. It looks really atmospheric, really mysterious, real heavy atmosphere. It's like a horror game, maybe even a survival horror game, but it's underwater and it's a mystery. So you're floating around and you're finding clues, and it puts together slowly over time a story as to what happened and why you're down there. It looks fantastic. I'm really excited about the game Soma. And I hope to see more games like that from other indie developers. Next is a sequel to a game that I personally really liked on the last year's consoles, or the last generation of consoles, and that's the sequel to Homefront: The Revolution. Now, I'm one of the few people that really enjoyed Homefront. Mark Bussler, Classic Game Room, loved it as well, and I enjoyed his review of it. It was a relatively short campaign, but I liked the concept of it. The graphics weren't up to snuff up there with like Battlefield or even Call of Duty, but it was a very solid shooter. Really good sound, like the game Black. I like the heavy-duty sound and the heaviness of the weapons. I actually enjoyed. It had a multiplayer that many people actually really enjoyed. So this new Homefront: The Revolution looks really good. I know THQ had gone out of business, and I was worried that that title was going to be lost. And I, for one, am happy that another studio picked it up, and it's going to be in good hands. So I'm going to definitely be pre-ordering that. Next is a game that I initially had bought my PlayStation 4 along with Wolfenstein: The New Order, that I thought was coming out, the December after the PS4 launch, is the game The Witness by Jonathan Blow. And I just saw recently another like 15 or 20 minute segment that he did showing the gameplay. He's put a lot more time into it, really tweaked it. It's an absolutely gorgeous, very high style game. Has a lot of, kind of a gorgeous art style that's very unique. It's a puzzle game. Kind of harkens back to the days of the original Myst on the PlayStation 1 that I really enjoyed, or even playing, Myst 3 Exile on the original Xbox, which is pretty epic as well. But I'm excited about this new Jonathan Blow's The Witness. It's kind of an open world area or island, and you can go and do as you slowly open up parts of the island via these really unique puzzles that start off very simple, and they become harder and harder and harder throughout the game. And some of them, one area is connected to another one. If you get stuck or reach a dead end, you can ignore that area, go to a completely other part of the island, go into some other puzzles, and then maybe you'll unlock something which will help you go back through that other area. and proceed even further. So I'm really excited about The Witness, a very cool looking game. One of the reasons why I ordered my PS4 initially, so I'm really excited to finally see it come. I think it'll be a timed exclusive on the PlayStation 4, but I'm not sure. And of course I have Mad Max, also, pre-ordered. I actually pre-ordered it back in 2013, and I'm still waiting. It more than likely will coincide with the new Fury Road Mad Max film. But either way, if they put more time into it and really dial the game in, have some epic boss battles and great graphics and a huge open world like I know Avalanche Studios can do, then I'm all over it. And the final game I've got on my pre-order list is the wonderful Just Cause 3. I just got my Game Informer magazine in recently, but the issue before that had a wonderful segment with great photographs of what they're doing with this Just Cause 3, kind of a Mediterranean environment, kind of like the south of France or Italy. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Wonderful elevation changes, even more, crazy carnage you can do, jumping in and out of jets and helicopters and tanks and cars and trucks and the whole deal, and parasailing. Of course, the incredible grappling hook gimmick that they've got in that game. So those are my games. I know many of you are excited about some other games. There's Bloodborne, which looks interesting. And again, I'm watching many other games. I just want to see what's out there. And I still have a couple games from last year. Shadow of Mordor, Middle-earth. I definitely want to get that. And the game Thief for the PlayStation 4. So I'm excited about those as well. But anyway, that's my list. What are you looking forward to for 2015? Is it just, E3? Are you waiting just to see, more confirmation as to what games are coming out? I always naturally love new trailers, any new gameplay videos, interviews, previews. Some people don't like to watch that because they're afraid that it's almost like a spoiler. It's going to spoil the game for them. I'm not one of those people. I tend to actually enjoy seeing as much footage, screenshots, gameplay videos as I can, because I have to make an educated guess on the game as to whether I'm going to pre-order it. And sometimes you order it done. Like I got Enemy Front this year. It was the only game that I bought, and I really wasn't crazy, but the frame rate was so bad I couldn't even get through parts of the game. It was so horrific. I actually traded the game in. That's very rare that I ever do that. So aside from that, I was really happy with every game that I bought. And part of that is because I do a lot of research. I'm careful because the money's expensive. $60 for a game is a lot of money. And if you buy multiple games, I have a list of, probably 10 games here. That's a lot of money. So I have to really be careful and kind of pick and choose carefully. There may be some other games that may hit that list or make that list. But so far, these are the ones I'm 100% committed to. What are you looking forward to for 2015? And what are your goals in the way of collecting? I mean, I'm delighted with this new PlayStation 2. I don't have really much to go in the way of collecting consoles. I would like to get, a GameCube. I'm going to try to find a GameCube just so I can play that Star Wars Rogue Squadron and some really other cool games on the GameCube, like Resident Evil and other games. So I'll probably try to find a GameCube. I'm still debating the Wii. I understand you can play some GameCube games on the Wii, so I'm going to research that a little bit more. But I really want to get that Panasonic 3DO. That's really the last major console that I want to get. And then I've got maybe like 10 games for the Super NES I want to get, 10 games for my Sega Genesis that I'm looking forward to getting. And I'm at the point now where I found 85% of the games that I want for the original Xbox and PS1 and PS2 at my local mom and pop Dimple store, which is nice. And occasionally they'll surprise me with something that I've been looking for 6 months, and all of a sudden they'll get 1 or 2 copies of it in. But I'm at the point now where I think I'm going to have to go online to find the bulk of what's left. I've only got maybe around 10 to a dozen games for the PlayStation 2 left, maybe about that same amount, 10 to 15 games for the original Xbox, and probably another 10 to 12 games for the PlayStation 1 to get. So I've got my collection almost where I want it. Let me know what your big collection goals are for next year. Are there any holy grails for you that you're looking forward to? I, for one, am really pumped about next year. I love the new gen consoles. I like the fact that the gaming is continuing, and it's continuing on the consoles. We can sit in our living room and enjoy our favorite game with our fat ass on the couch and a remote in our hands and a TV in front of us. That's, to me, is what it's all about. I know many of you also like PC gaming. Because of my bad back and neck injuries, I can't do that anymore. So for me, the console is king. I love sitting at my couch with a remote control and playing my favorite games. So anyway, that's my little rant of what I'm looking forward to for next year. Let me know what you're looking forward to for next year in your way of your collections, in the way of pre-orders, anything else, gaming news that you've heard about, that you're excited about. Let me know in the comments. I really enjoy it. The main thing is that enjoy your Christmas. I mean, I wanted to squeeze one more video out. Have a wonderful Christmas. I'm doing this on a Monday morning before Christmas. I know many of you have family coming, or you're going somewhere, for Christmas, for the holidays. Enjoy your Christmas. I won't be able to do any videos. I'm going to be gone for a while. I'll probably come back. My birthday's on December 29th, and then New Year's. I probably won't be able to make any videos until after New Year's. So until then, have a wonderful, happy New Year's. I hope that your New Year's resolutions come true and that you make some good ones. I got to work on this weight. I've got to dump about 80 or 90 pounds. That's one of my big ones. So I'm going to try to, put some things in order, and I'm excited. I got a lot of new content that I'm really pumped about sharing with you for new shows. I got a whole page in the other room of show concepts I'm coming up with, so I can come up with something each and every week to share my enthusiasm and my love for gaming with you, which are my friends. So thank you so much for your kind comments. Thanks for the many likes, for giving me a thumbs up in the video. All of that means a lot to me. That's why I do this as a hobby. It's just so much fun. I love interacting with all of you. Thank you so much for being a part of my life in 2014, and I hope to be a part of your life in the year ahead. So I really appreciate your viewership and your friendship. It really means a lot to me. So enjoy your holiday season here with New Year's and with Christmas. Make the most of your gaming time and enjoy your games. That's what it's really all about. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's.